In these videos, I've been talking a lot about something called neural memory and muscle memory. And these are basically the sensory memory storage experiences that our brain and body carry around with us that allow us to remember what something from the past feels like in the present moment. If you recall the idea of bouncing a basketball when we're doing our distractions with CPR for the amygdala, the fact that it feels like you're actually bouncing a basketball when you imagine it is muscle and neural memory. So I'd like to introduce something today called mental rehearsal. Because right now, in times of deep stress, our brain is acclimating to an experience of being in a greater sense of cortisol reactivity. And that being said, we have likely had times in our life where we felt calm, at peace, in control, or felt like we've had the ability to manage our day to day lives quite successfully. And so, with mental rehearsal, we're utilizing those old experiences and pulling them into our present day life so that we can start to connect moments of cortisol reactivity with opportunities for being calm and peaceful. So, again, this is another brain hack, which is what we do here. And so, what this looks like is reflecting on an experience where you felt a certain way in the past. Yes, this feels a little bit like creating possibilities, doesn't it? It's a slightly different process. In this exercise, you're going to return to an experience where you felt a certain way in the past, but I want you to find something that you have a very specific energetic engagement to. And what that means is this is a moment where you've been physically participating in something. So it might be lifting weights at the gym, going for a run, playing ball with your kiddos, whatever it might be. It's something where your brain and your body has a full sensory physical experience of being in that moment. And then what you're going to do is close your eyes and revisit that memory and make it as big, bold, and vibrant as you can, as though you're immersing yourself completely in that experience in the here and now. I'm not going to prompt you to do this right now. What I am going to prompt you to do is to start making a list of some of these specific moments. That is your assignment from this video. Go across the course of your life and notice moments where your brain or your body went, yes, that was a great felt sense experience. And those moments really need to have a lot of physical interaction and engagement. And yes, it could be even cuddling with a loved one on a sofa, whatever it might be, but we want to have a full sensory experience. Then in a moment of cortisol engagement, pull up that list and find one of those moments and with intention, put yourself back in that moment. Apply the self-havening touch and invite your mind to do that sensory experience of finding 5 things in that moment that you're seeing, 4 colors. Notice 3 sensory experiences. What are you touching or feeling? 2 sounds that you're hearing, whatever it might be, but walk through all of those senses and really make it vibrant in your mind and your body. That's the mental rehearsal piece. You're turning your attention to focus specifically on that experience. But because you're doing it in a moment of cortisol, what you're doing is shifting the neural network from the cortisol, which is stress, to a felt sense experience of calm. You're titrating between the two and allowing your brain to have a different felt sense experience in the moment. What this will start to do over the course of time is create that decision tree of, in a moment of cortisol activation, does your brain go towards the cortisol and get your amygdala all involved, or does it instead go towards a different felt sense? Having the list is really, really, really important because that reminds you of what experiences to hone in on and anchor. The more you practice mental rehearsal with a variety of different life experiences, the more you are deepening your relationship and connection to those moments. If you want to, once you have that list, I do highly recommend bringing in the Creating Possibilities protocol and using that to deepen the mental rehearsal and the neural memory for these different felt senses. That will absolutely 100% help your brain connect to the experiences and deepen your relationship with it. And simply pulling your brain into that positive space in a moment of cortisol reactivity is going to also be building that new neural network. So happy building. I'll see you soon.